body of 6-year-old Jersey Bridgman was found Tuesday morning.
Who lived just around the corner from where Jersey's body was found.
This is the chilling story of Jersey Bridgman, and you won't believe the horrifying twists that followed.
A puppy that once belonged to Jersey is now bringing smiles to the faces of those who are trying to make sense of all this.
At the same time, I'm thankful that I can because
The FBI has now gotten involved with the murder case. We're still waiting for a suspect to be named.
Imagine waking up to find your world shattered. Your daughter is gone, vanished without a trace. What would you do when every moment counts and you have no answers? Stay with us. This story will keep you questioning everything. On November 19th, 2012, Jersey Bridgman's world turned upside down. A peaceful night at home quickly became a nightmare. Her mother, who had worked the evening shift at a local supermarket, returned home around 11:30 p.m. After putting Jersey and her sister to bed, Jersey's mom went to sleep herself. But by 6:30 a.m. the next morning, something was terribly wrong. When she woke up and checked on her daughter, Jersey was nowhere to be found. Panic gripped her heart as she searched the house, but Jersey was missing, leaving no trace behind. Desperate, Jersey's mother called the police. The officers arrived immediately and began scouring the area, searching Jersey's home and her best friend's house for any clues. With each minute passing, fear grew. The search for a missing child began, but little did anyone know that the horror was just beginning. Who could have taken Jersey, and why? This was only the beginning of a chilling and heartbreaking journey for Jersey's family. The morning of November 20th, 2012, was filled with panic as the police launched a frantic search for Jersey Bridgman. Her mother, desperate for answers, led the authorities through the house, retracing every step. But Jersey was nowhere to be found. With the clock ticking, police expanded their search, covering nearby streets and even asking Jersey's mother's best friend for permission to search her house. Officers combed through every corner, every room, but still, there was no sign of the missing girl. As time passed, the situation grew more dire. The sense of dread deepened as the investigators tried to piece together the mystery. What had happened to Jersey, and where was she? Every moment felt like an eternity. Then, during their search, something caught their attention. A nearby vacant house with its front door slightly ajar. Was this just another empty house, or could be the key to solving the case? As the search continued, police officers grew suspicious of the abandoned house next door. Its front door, slightly open, beckoned them. Could this be where Jersey Bridgman was? The officers entered cautiously, knowing this could be the break they needed. They searched each room meticulously, but it wasn't until one officer opened a bedroom closet that the chilling discovery was made. Inside the closet, they found Jersey's lifeless body. Her clothes were missing, and it was clear that she had been strangled. The sight was horrifying, leaving the officers in shock. The small, innocent girl, who had vanished without a trace, was now found in the most unimaginable way. Jersey's family was shattered. The community was left in disbelief. This was no longer just a missing child case. It was now a murder investigation, and the hunt for the person responsible would change everything. As investigators worked to piece together the puzzle, Jersey's mother revealed a crucial detail. The front door had been left unlocked the night before. She explained that her boyfriend, who worked night shifts, often stopped by since he didn't have a key. This raised suspicions. Could he have been involved? The police quickly turned their attention to him. His whereabouts that night were scrutinized, and he provided an alibi, claiming he was working at a nearby store during the critical time. To verify his story, authorities checked the store's security footage, and it confirmed his presence there, ruling him out as a suspect. The investigation shifted focus as the police continued to dig deeper. Jersey's mother's boyfriend was no longer a suspect, but the case had only grown more complex. With no clear answers yet, the search for the person responsible continued, and the community remained on edge. As the investigation unfolded, a new name emerged: Zachary Jersey's mother's neighbor and the husband of her best friend. He had made a late-night visit to Jersey's mother's house around 3:00 a.m. to buy some medicine for stomach pain. The timing seemed suspicious, considering Jersey's disappearance happened shortly after. Zachary was questioned by the police, and his home was searched, but initially, no evidence tied him to the crime. He denied any involvement and cooperated with the authorities, even providing his DNA and fingerprints for testing. But as investigators dug deeper, they discovered troubling details about Zachary's past, including a history of minor offenses and family abuse. Despite this, he was seen as part of the family, with the girls calling him Uncle Zach. However, his behavior began to raise red flags, especially after he failed a polygraph test, making the police question whether he was hiding something more sinister. After failing the polygraph test, Zachary's behavior grew increasingly suspicious. His wife urged him to cooperate with the investigation, even threatening to leave him if he didn't. It wasn't long before Zachary's actions fueled even more doubt. On November 26, 2012, the same day as Jersey's funeral, he posted on social media, hinting at a mistake that would ruin his life. This raised further concerns for investigators who continued pressing him. When confronted with mounting evidence and his own inconsistencies, Zachary finally confessed to the crime. The DNA results had confirmed that Jersey's DNA was found on his clothes and body, leaving no room for denial. Zachary admitted that he had lured Jersey out of her house in the middle of the night, taking her to an abandoned house where he tragically ended her life. His confession shocked everyone, revealing the heartbreaking betrayal of someone so close to the family. After weeks of investigation and mounting evidence, the breakthrough came. Zachary's behavior grew increasingly suspicious after failing the polygraph test. During the investigation, he posted a cryptic message on social media about a mistake that would ruin his life. This raised even more concerns among the detectives. Then, DNA analysis confirmed what they had feared. Jersey's DNA was found on Zachary's clothes and body. Faced with the undeniable evidence, Zachary finally confessed to the crime. He explained that on the night of November 19, 2012, he had gone to Jersey's mother's house to borrow medicine for his stomach pain. Once inside, he noticed Jersey's bedroom door was slightly open. For reasons he couldn't explain, he entered and woke Jersey up, convincing her to follow him. He led her to an abandoned house nearby, where he strangled her and hid her body in a closet. Zachary's confession shocked everyone, especially the family, who had trusted him like one of their own. Following Zachary's confession, the trial began in 2015, nearly 2.5 years after Jersey's murder. The courtroom was filled with shock as Zachary was found guilty of capital murder, kidnapping, and residential burglary. He was sentenced to death, along with 2 life sentences and an additional 20 years in prison. Despite his remorse, his apology did nothing to heal the wounds left in Jersey's family. Zachary's appeals continued, with his new lawyer claiming he had the mental capacity of an 8-year-old, arguing that he should not be held fully accountable. However, experts dismissed this claim, asserting that he understood the consequences of his actions. His appeal was rejected. Meanwhile, Jersey's mother remarried and had another child, but she couldn't escape the deep sorrow of losing her daughter. The haunting memory of Jersey's life and tragic end stayed with her. The case served as a chilling reminder of the darkness that can hide in plain sight, even among those we trust the most. This story is only the beginning. The unsolved murder of a small-town hero is up next, and you won't want to miss it. Want to stay ahead of these gripping cases? Subscribe now and turn on notifications. Don't wait, our next video is coming soon, and it's even darker than this one. Stay tuned for more jaw-dropping stories.